Hey, Deem, go ahead. You had a question for me, Deem, and then I'm gonna let my cuz talk.
Hey, I wanted to say this though, Manager Marty. You can all right. He got a country behind him. That's okay. George Kambosos got a country behind him. That just because you got a country behind them don't mean nothing. That don't make you a pay-per-view star or that people gonna buy the fight. People gotta
Right,
care. If
right.
people don't care, it don't matter who you got. It's plenty of Mexican fighters. All of them not Ryan Garcia. All of them not, you know what I mean? That's not what it is. So you can have a country behind you. We got America behind us, but everybody not Javante Tank Davis. So a
Right.
country behind you really don't mean too much when the biggest person in boxing is from America. So why not fight another American boxer that the Americans want to see you fight?
That's
Does it
correct. I
matter if
agree.
you got a belt and you got a country?
No, because
I'm
Crawford on
asking.
Manager
I'm
Marty
asking.
point. Hold on, band up on Manager Marty's point. Did you hear what Crawford said? He's not doing it for belts. He's doing it for the money.
That's what he
Tim
said.
Tszyu is not the biggest money fight. That is a fact. That is not the biggest money fight.
It's
In the
not a money. It's not the
retirement,
biggest money fight, but but you having that strap around you entices Jamel Charlo a win or loss to come back down and get you.
no, it don't,
But the,
because Jermell Charlo, if he win, he would be champion at 168. He's not coming. Jermell Charlo, get that out your head, y'all. He is
He
not
got
coming back to
it's not in our head.
154, bro.
Like Marty said. Like Marty said, it ain't in our head. It's what he said.
I hear, but on my point is, he
where
go
my
up there and
cousin
fight
go?
Canelo. He win. Canelo's going to do a rematch. By the time both of those fights happen, then you rest your body and then got to train for another fight. Crawford would be 37, 38 years old. So what is he to do in the meantime, in between time? Y'all missing that
That's it.
whole point. He's not
Right,
fighting Charlo no time soon. So now
right.
what?
So and I also want to point this out too. I'm gonna let my cuz cook Isaiah and then my man YSM, but I got to give YSM his own personal introduction. But real quick, Tim Tszyu is on a different tier. So you know everybody on the panel know that it's different tiers of levels of boxers. Tim Tszyu is not on the level of tier like a Spence, Crawford, Boots, those guys who are special athletes. I mean, Tim Tszyu just got here, to be honest with you. We just start talking about, Tim Tszyu. So it's like, let him make his bones in that tier of fighters that he can fight, then he'll get the opportunity. But for him to just come out of nowhere and get the opportunity with Crawford, nah, I don't think that's from the business standpoint. No, even if he does have a country behind him, he doesn't have the appeal, because let's keep it 100. Crawford, this is the biggest he ever sold fighting Spence. Before this, Crawford couldn't sell that much. So what we got to do is understand that we got to give Crawford opportunity to build his American fan base with the pay-per-view audience now, and then let him work his way up to fight somebody like a Boots or whatever. Because I know Crawford saying Boots ain't got no name, but we got to keep it 100. The American fan base would rather for him to fight Boots now than fight anybody else. My cousin is here. Much love and support for him. I appreciate your wait, cuz. I know you got a lot of things to do in your busy schedule. Isaiah, you heard everything that Crawford said in the Breakfast Club. You heard what everybody on the panel say. Cuz, it's on you. What you think about all this?
I may have missed some of it because my signal had went out for a little second. I'm gonna say him saying that Boots is a lose, in a way I kind of agree, and I'm gonna give you a prime example: Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez. Before Canelo fought Floyd, he beat Cintron, he beat Trout, beat Mosley, and I think Josecito Lopez, right? But the second Floyd beat him, he was green, he was young, you know what I mean? He was afforded that excuse, so that could be one of the reasons why Crawford doesn't want the fight, because if I fight him, then I may not get credit, and that may be some of the excuses. Other thing is the money. It isn't there. So if he does goes and fight Boots, he is looking at the money fights right now. That's why, even though I don't think he's going to get as much credit for beating Javon.
All right, I think Isaiah's signal had faded. I'm gonna let him back on. YSM Sports Media, the man that helped make me recognized on YouTube as one of the hottest. No, let me scratch that. The hottest manager on YouTube is really because of his start, his eye for talent. YSM, you heard Crawford say that, Boots is a lose-lose situation. He has no interest in fighting the guy from our city, Boots, but he said he'll wait around if he wanted to at 147 to fight Tank Davis. I mean, what's your take on all that, though, YSM?
It's a lot to unpack. First, I want to say you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And I feel like that resonates in the situation because Terrence Crawford is doing the same thing that everybody did to him that he was so upset about, right? He didn't get the big fights because of the business of boxing, and now you're doing it to Boots. Because the reality is, Jaron Ennis is a lose-lose situation, but he's not being honest with you about why it's a lose-lose situation. He only touched on him getting the credit and not making as much money. Terrence Crawford fans feel as though Terrence Crawford has smashed everybody in the division. But boxers know. Boxers know when another boxer is a fucking problem. And it's a lose-lose situation because he's not going to make Errol Spence money for a fighter that he sees is going to be a tougher fight than Errol Spence. That's the issue in the situation. The issue is, bro, that kid can fucking fight. That kid is my most difficult fight in the division, and I'll make Sean Porter money with that fight. And I know the kid can fight, so there's easier, more lucrative fights available for me. The fact that he'll stick around for Gervonta Davis shows Crawford fans, right? And I said this to you for years. All these motherfuckers are the same. See, in their mind, whoever their favorite fighter is like the Night of the Old Code. He's just all about the smoke and the legacy and the glory of boxing. Man, fuck that, bro. It's about money. He's looking, I know I'll beat the shit out of Tank. But this and this kid, nah. Like, it's not even worth it. I'm going to leave him alone. If Tank want to come up, I'll smash him because anybody, you can be the greatest Tank fan. You can love him to death. Bud will beat the dog shit out of Tank. Any version of Bud. Coked up, Bud, weight drain, Bud will beat the shit out of Tank, yo.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I feel you. I think he definitely
beat the shit out of him.
But YSM, I really want to ask the whole panel a question because this is important to me. I need to ask the panel a question because it's really on what Manager Marty is talking about. What fight right now that Terrence Crawford could make that would solidify his legacy more than beating Boots right after you fought Spence?
He doesn't care about fight. He doesn't. He's a two division undisputed, right? He's already in the Hall of Fame. He don't give a fuck about that.
Okay,
bro, that kid is a fucking monster. Everybody thinks I'm just this Boots fanboy. I've seen too much. That kid is a fucking monster. Like if
YSM,
bro,
blended with Ray Leonard,
YSM. Didn't they say EJ was the monster too against Bud? Wasn't they saying that same thing? When they said before he fought Bud, when they saying EJ was a problem?
Hey, Banda, no disrespect. I don't know how much you watch boxing. If you can't see the difference between Jaron Ennis,
no. I
can't help you, bro.
No. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying what they were saying. What people were saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I know. I see it. I don't got to see too much. I already know it's going to be a different fight. Watch. If I get my analogy, it will be a different analogy than what I would give than I gave EJ.
Not looking to cut y'all off. My phone go to hell back out.
Yeah. You got to pick up.
Before you go the same exact point I was going to make. Crawford said it's a low risk, it's a high risk fight, low reward. And it's about the money. It's all about the money at this point. He said himself, he's at the point in his career where he wants to do whatever he wants to do, but it's going to make him money. And I'm going to be real. It's a Boots and Crawford fight is more of a 50-50 fight than the Spence Crawford fight is. Because Boots is not just going to keep his head on the straight line, not move his head, and want to stand there and come in while Crawford's ready to counter, step back, hit him with a check hook, whatever the case may be, because there was a lot of that going on.
Yes,
Spence was tailor-made for Crawford. That's why I had it a 60-40 fight before the fight even happened. And prior to the fight, you can go check my Facebook. I predicted between 8 and 10 rounds. I didn't think it was going to be that dominant, but Boots is literally the only guy who probably has a chance of beating Crawford. Crawford's the only guy who has a chance of beating Boots at 147. It's a win-win for Boots right now because if he loses, you can say Crawford's more experienced, he's older, he's stronger probably at this point too. And Boots, and they, even after that, nobody at 147 still beats Boots. And by the time Boots moves to 154, nobody at 154 probably beats Boots. So it was a win-win situation for him. If Crawford takes that loss right now, a lot of those money fights go out. That's why he's not taking that fight. He's not scared of him.
That's why I said I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last one.
Yeah. No. So here's the thing. The Tim Tszyu fight is still probably sell a little something. He'll probably still get more for that than he will for Boots. I don't think he's a better fighter than Boots. But let's just say he has the fighter for the WBO. Then he turns around and fights maybe Jermell for undisputed, whatever case may be at 154, because he still has to take that rematch. Spence at 154, and it's still going to be the same outcome, maybe not as dominant, but Crawford will be stronger at 154 too. But people don't understand. So it's still going to be a money fight, and he knows he probably has to take that fight. Jermell Charlo fight is really going to sell, and as soon as he can get it done, I don't know if you know, he said on the press club he would possibly take Canelo to 158 at a catchweight. It's all about money, and at the same time, Canelo, if he fights Crawford, is in the same lose-lose situation Crawford is in if he fights Boots. If Canelo loses, he lost to the smaller man, you shouldn't have lost. And if Crawford loses, he went up in weight class before the guy that was bigger.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I have to say this because it's equally as important. Two things I want to say, and I'm going to get to this super chat from my guy Toon. Number one, I have to say this: Tim Tszyu will not be a bigger money fight than Crawford fighting Boots, and I'll tell you why. Boots have been introduced to a pay-per-view audience. Remember, he fought on the undercard of Hector Garcia versus Tank Davis. And see, that's what we do in this business. We expose fighters to the pay-per-view audience so that we can continuously build them up to one day be a part of the headline. So he has that experience. I would have wished that he fought Villiers on the undercard of the Crawford and Spence fight, in my personal opinion as the businessman, but I'm not in charge of the facilities over there. But I will say, number two, when it comes down to Boots and Crawford, I have to put this out there, and most people don't want to hear it, but I got to do it, band up. Both of those guys are on the SNAC program with Victor Cotton.
Oh,
so all I'm saying is, I'm just saying that the perform enhancing and the fat and the building of the muscle is going to be there for both of these guys to take advantage of it. You know what I mean?
Hey, Marty,
I ain't gonna cut you off, but Devin Landy's on the SNAC program too, and he probably can't knock me out.
But I'm not talking about power now. I'm just saying performance enhancing. They both on an even playing field with that thing.
Hey, yo, I want to say this. A lot of times when people see people with, SNAC shirts and all that, Marty will attest to this. There's a difference between you using SNAC products and you promoting SNAC products.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, and everybody on this panel can admit it, and so does everybody around the world. I don't know if Boots is training in their gym and using the products. I don't know that. But we all know that Crawford was training in the gym and he was using the products. We all know that. Now, we might not want to admit that, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. It's legal. It's nothing. It's just like me going to Walmart, and my cousin can attest to this because I've done it. Buying the creatine and the whey, the whey with the protein shake, it ain't no different. You know what I mean? So it's legal. It's okay. I'm just saying that both of them will be on the even playing field.
Marty, I'm telling you without telling you. You got people that promote the products, and then you got people that use the products.
Oh yeah. Are you saying that Crawford don't use the products, or he does?
I don't know if he does or if he doesn't. I just know that not everybody that promotes the brand actually uses SNAC products.
I agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with that. Well, we know in Crawford's last 3 fights, everything that the SNAC program offers, he benefited from. He looked awesome. He looked really good, Isaiah.
I'll go as far as to say this. I know you had mentioned there was no VADA testing for this fight. Not saying Errol Spence was, but who's to say maybe Errol Spence was on that juice at one time? because all of a sudden he couldn't hurt Crawford.
Well, we
I'm
know
not
he wasn't
saying he
100.
is.
We know he wasn't 100% in the fight, and I've been getting phone calls all week.
He wasn't
that
he wasn't the same fighter, bro, in that fight. Come on, man. Anybody could see that.
He wasn't 100% in that. And
I'm
not
sorry.
saying he. I'm not
sorry,
saying
y'all.
that.
I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta do this. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. As men, you signed that. You was calling this man out for years.
Yeah.
You sat out 15 months. Nobody told you you had to do that, Spence. You didn't have to do that. You ain't had to listen to nothing, Crawford. You chose to do that. People told you to take a fight. You said you was in the best shape. I'm going off with this man's words, not ours. I got Manager Marty, not ours. That man words. He said he was in the best shape of his. He said he was in the best shape of his life.
Spence is not saying nothing about it. He's not making
man,
no.
it don't.
But
my point
he
is,
said he was going to be a one-sided.
As a man, y'all, when you sign that contract, you accept the fight. It is your responsibility to be in good shape. It is your responsibility to perform. If you go in there and get the boot, bop, 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 bop put on you, that's your fault. Because this is a one-on-one sport.
Dean, you're 100% right? As far as him making excuses. Now, if I'm going to analyze the fight, you want me to analyze 30% of the fight, 70% of the fight, or 100% of the fight?
YSM, I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not saying don't make observations. What I'm saying is whatever observations we make, whatever could have been wrong with him, it is still Spence's fault because it is his responsibility for that not to be the case.
Oh, no. Dean, everything that happened is Spence's fault. Everything.
Yep.
So,
I agree.
Everything. It's all on him.
Go.
Your preparation is a part of the fight.
I agree.
Fully in the build.
There's definitely no argument there. No argument there about Spence. He didn't come in 100%, and it's on him, and he understands.
It's Derek James' ball too.
Yes.
Well, Derek James went in there.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. Look. I'm gonna just call it how I see it, bro. I don't think I don't know what they was doing in that training program and that training camp, bro. But all these extra tools in the bag that everybody kept saying Earl could do, I don't think they focused on it at all. Because, bro, this man kept watching him and kept talking about, oh, that's just athleticism. That I never felt that that Derek James himself gave Crawford respect that he deserved. I felt Earl did. I did not feel Derek James ever gave that man respect to work on certain things. Because there's certain things that, there's certain things that Crawford did that Spence should have been ready for. Straight up.
I agree.
Straight up. That counter over the right, he should have been ready for that.
But it's a lot of things that Crawford did that nobody ever tried on Spence as well. Everybody's been fighting Spence fight instead of fighting their own fight.
Well, I'll tell you like this, and I'm gonna get to this super chat real quick. Can somebody mute their phone real quick? I hear feedback. I wish Victor Conte was listening right now, because I got to put a plug in for myself. Manager Marty is saying I could be a candidate for promoting the SNAC program, and I recommend Earl Spence. You better go down with Victor Conte and get on the SNAC, my brother. Go on down there and get on that SNAC. Go on there and get that SNAC, and call Victor Conte and tell him to email me. I will promote the brand myself, because I've seen it work magics and all the fighters Earl Spence got to go get with SNAC. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.